showtime.
The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
But then what about when the plane closes the door? Are you standing up and telling the flight attendants? Are you saying, hey, my wife's not on yet? Or are you just going, sucks to be you?
Welcome to Marathon. May I help you?
Yes. You can start by wiping that smile off your rosy cheeks. Then you can give me a automobile.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
But you got the 4 calls. 4 calls is enough.
Look,
I'm sorry.
This is 100% on the wife. Like,
Yes.
you can't, once you get, like, you know how much time you have. If you are somebody who absolutely needs your Starbucks, you understand how fast or slow that line is going to move. So you should be able to, once you see the line, gauge if you have enough time.
I really don't care for the way you're speaking to me.
And I really don't care for the way your company left me in the middle of nowhere with keys to a car that isn't there.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride and she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but run.
All right, Chew. Don't get all hacked off, okay?
Okay.
Don't get all ticked off. I got a package.
I already wore the thong, and I'm not wearing it again. And that package looks very large for
That's
a thong.
not
I don't know.
what this
It
is.
looks very familiar.
Somebody sent me a package, and the last time someone sent me a package that wasn't the thongs, which good on you for fulfilling that bet, you got all mad because I got something from the Milwaukee Bucks and you and Gabe did not.
Well, but then, again, you keep doing things with the Bucks. It just pissed me off. You ate the Bucks chocolate that came with it, and guess what happens? Oh, they lose in the in-season tournaments. Then we get to the end of the All-Star break, and Jen's like, ooh, maybe I should bet on the Memphis Grizzlies. And then you do that.
Plus 600. What does it matter? It's a regular season game. I was right. They lost.
So you hold on. So
You hate the Bucks. That's my
I
problem.
don't hate the Bucks. I'm opportunistic.
You will open a package not knowing who it's from?
Well, I did yesterday when it arrived and Joshy handed it to me. What did I say to you, Joshy?
Don't remember, gonna be honest.
I said, I don't open packages for people I don't know.
Oh.
There's enough of a little pocket of the internet, pocket of Twitter that doesn't like me. So you never know if one of those crackpots is going to send me something, you know.
Join the club.
Are we assuming you're getting anthrax?
Yes, something like that. Yeah, exactly. Or a severed head, like Wayne's World. No, look at what they sent me, you guys. You ready for this reveal, Chew? You ready for this?
What is it?
Toothbrushes.
It's all of the toothbrushes, Chewy. If you're watching right now on the YouTube feed, you're seeing this is an enormous bag of blue toothbrushes.
Holy cow.
It's a lifetime supply.
Lifetime supply. I guess the point is I'll never have to use a tampon as a substitute toothbrush.
Well, again, you're going to put that in your bag, and then who knows where it ends up.
Well, what should I do with this? That's what I want to ask you guys. So
Just
there
leave it
are
there.
there's 100 toothbrushes here. I
have to be.
I don't know who it's from. So if somebody out there is listening this morning and wants to let us know that they were in fact the generous, giver of the toothbrushes, I'd be happy to thank you this morning. But what do I do with these? Should I leave? So let's say I take 5 of them, throw them in my Mary Poppins bag.
Yeah.
What do I do with the other ones?
Do what I do with my readers.
Leave them everywhere.
That's exactly what I was going to
in
say.
the living
Just
room.
leave them lying around.
Yeah.
Put a couple in the car.
I think
Don't
you
you
just
think?
place
Hold
them
on.
in convenient
A
places.
great idea here. Great idea.
Uh-oh.
Let's trademark it. Why don't they make toothbrushes that already have the toothpaste in them?
They do have those little.
Isn't that a great idea?
They do have those little wisps.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Josh.
I know what
knows.
you're talking
They're the
about.
little toothbrush in the middle. They've
Yes.
got a tiny little ball. You bite the ball, and
No,
in the ball.
From my understanding, you don't want it to.
No.
That's uncomfortable.
Teeth are bad.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't like that.
Hey, some people. Okay.
Yeah,
Not
sickos.
gonna name names. That one guy in college. No, you bite the ball explodes. Yep.
Typically.
Okay.
Following me so far.
Yeah.
And inside
Yep.
the ball is a little bit of toothpaste. And then you can go ahead and
Then brush your teeth.
Yeah. So Chewy, that idea is already out there. Do you want some toothbrushes? Do you want to throw a couple in your backpack?
No, I'm
Yeah,
good.
just leave a couple by him. I'll be there Monday.
I'll
so
throw a
leave
couple on your desk.
I'll take a few.
Yeah, I'll throw some to Josh. What about in the bathroom here at the
Oh,
avenues
those
at
will
the
be
3rd
gone by
Street
the end of
Market?
the day.
What? No, they for emergencies only.
Those will be gone by the end of the day.
Why are people there like locusts? Anything free, it's gone.
Yes.
They're grabbing.
Yeah.
Locusts. What is this? The plagues? What are we in the Bible?
Yeah. If
Let
there's
my
anything,
people go.
If there's anything that's available to be taken, eaten, anything in a communal space that you leave out there, people are just going to take it.
Wait,
So
what do these say, Gabe? I didn't even read them. Look at what do they say?
Pre-pasted toothbrushes. All right, Chew, you're too late. Somebody
Didn't even read
Really?
it. Put it over there. Went to look at it. Pre-pasted toothbrushes, 100 count.
Okay, I'm going to need you to test it.
Test it.
Get ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
right now.
Yep.
No, you need water.
Yeah, you need water.
I got
You
water.
can't-
I'll stick it in my water cup. Right. Just
Well, leave me more than 5 because I need some for my car.
just spit
Yeah,
everywhere.
That's the other thing. Like you need a place. No, you can't do that.
Yeah. Gabe, what do you mean?
Where's she gonna spit on the floor?
you swallow
swallow
it.
There's
it.
3 of us here. We can carry the show.
I mean, we already talked about biting balls. Might as well talk about swallowing.
You gave it a little dip, tap it out.
Minty?
Oh yeah. Oh, this crushes.
What a great idea.
Are the bristles soft, medium, firm?
Medium.
Okay.
Decent.
Are you getting like an actual mouthful of toothpaste?
I'm
in
getting
there?
a lather going. Yeah.
Yeah, nice lather.
Yeah. This is
Wow.
perfect.
All right.
Wow.
Who sent us these? Who sent me these?
What a great idea.
There's no name. There's no return. This is an issue that I actually have with Amazon now that we're talking about this. You ever try to send somebody something and there's no option for a gift receipt or a note to say who it's from? For instance, when we did our Secret Santa here at Good Karma Brands, we did it across the company.
Yep.
So it wasn't just people here in Milwaukee exchanging names and giving gifts. And I had a young lady in, I want to say, well, I was going to say Texas, but we don't have a place in Texas. Either way, she was a Texas fan.
Okay.
So I sent her some Texas gear, but it didn't give me the option of saying from your Secret Santa or even from Jen Latta. There was no option. So I sent it and I was like, well, fingers crossed that she'll figure it out. Never heard from her, so I'm guessing that she didn't. The point is, Amazon doesn't always give you the option of putting who it's from. Now, maybe in this case, you guys, they didn't want us to know who
They
it was
wanted
from.
to remain anonymous.
But why? Such a wonderful gift, such a thoughtful gift, such a I listen every morning gift.
I mean, again, gift giving isn't always about getting the credit. It's just about giving the gift and being helpful.
And everyone wants a little credit.
No, it's the same thing as, like if you're donating to a charity,
Yeah.
like it's not like, oh, hey, look how much money I donated.
Well, I always donate under an alias. So someday someone will figure out what my alias is for donating to the charity and they'll be like, whoa.
You could
But
just
until
do
then,
anonymous a lot of times.
I like the alias.
I'll just pretend she's somebody else for the 30 seconds while the donation's going through.
Right. But that way, those people that hate me on the internet can also say, see, she never donates to charity. And someday it'll be like, wait a minute.
Isn't there a Seinfeld episode where is it George and tipping? He wants his tip to be seen.
Yes.
Because everyone wants the credit for the work that they did.
Yeah, so
I
then
stand
he was,
by
the
that.
he was
pizza
then
place.
caught
Yeah, yeah,
taking
yeah.
the tip back
Yeah.
out of the jar.
Put it back
so
in
he could try
so that they
so
could
you could
see
see it,
him
but
do
then
it.
they
Yeah,
saw him
exactly.
taking it out and got banned from the place.
Wait, is that how you would tip? Like when there's a tip jar sitting on the counter, do you want to make sure that the person sees you?
It depends. If it's like a coffee shop and it's a buck and their back's turned, like what that doesn't matter to me. But my move that I do at every, especially open bar wedding, is you walk up to the guy right when you get there or girl working at the bar.
Throw a 20 in?
You throw a 20, 40, however, and you go, let them know that this is for all you guys. I'm going to be coming back here a lot.
Okay, I like
Yeah,
that.
because then your service is great.
Yes.
Afterwards. Yes.
Because they look at you and go, look, this guy gave us money right out the bat. Because a lot of times at weddings and stuff, people just don't tip at all.
Yeah.
Because you're not closing any tab.
And also, I don't have cash on me a lot of times. Chew, I want your reaction to what Gabe said about wanting the credit. Are you a want the credit guy?
No, I don't need the credit.
Seriously? What about with your wife? If you do something around the house or you do something that you know she wanted you to do, are you like my husband where you leave the bottle of the spray on the counter so that I know when I came back
I just forgot to put that one away.
that he cleaned the counters or the stoves? You know what I'm saying?
No, it's understood in my house.
It's
Because I do
understood
all
that
the
you-
cleaning. I'm kind of a clean freak. Although I did have my Amazon privileges taken away again.
Again?
Which wasn't my fault.
So we know.
Totally
So we
not
know
my fault.
Chewy didn't send the toothbrushes.
Yeah. Totally not my fault.
What did you? Okay, so
All right, here's the
just
deal.
just to recap. Previously, you've had your Amazon privileges taken away because you ordered 2 pairs of the same shoe accidentally. So
Yes.
you wanted to order 1 pair of shoes, ordered 2, both arrived at the house. Amazon privileges were stricken for like a month.
Okay, so I don't think I deserve to have my privileges taken away this time. So down here, people have underwater lights to attract fish, right?
Okay.
Some are green, some are blue. They look pretty cool outside of your pier, you know? And when me and Angie have a glass of wine on the back patio, whatever, she's like, God, don't those lights look cool? And I'm like, yeah, super cool. So we were at the dive bar that I've showed you guys pictures of.
Yep.
And my buddy, who's a big fisherman here, and I'm like, my wife loves those underwater lights. And he has them. He's like, well, why don't you just order one now from Amazon? And I said, Ange, you love those underwater lights. Can I order one? My buddy, the fisherman Tim, is right here. She's like, yeah, sure. So
you guys are at the dive bar. There is alcohol involved.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
But she said yes.
Okay.
So we order it, She's a stalker because she's always checking what everyone orders on Amazon. And my daughter at Ohio State, far more abusive than me. No limit, no nothing.
Okay.
Well, the light was $600.
Well, I
and
mean,
she lost her mind. And I'm like, wait a minute. You said yes, and he ordered it. What do I have to do with it? I just said they look cool. So, of course, she can't yell at my buddy, so she yells at me. Privileges suspended for a week.
Wait, you bought something without knowing, or I'm sorry, scratch that. You approved the purchase of something without knowing how much it cost?
There was alcohol involved. So to answer your
pregnant
question,
pause says
yes.
all I need to know.
well, so
Yes.
let me ask you this, Chew, because didn't she buy some like big expensive art, like a fake palm tree or something?
Yes, at the fair.
And that was super expensive.
Yes.
Like, what are you going to get more enjoyment out of? The $600 light or the more expensive fake palm tree?
I would say it's a push.
All right. I think you're coming
It's
out
a
ahead
push.
here.
So do I have an argument?
But it sounds to me like she just wanted to take away your privileges and just needed an excuse to do so.
I will say this, though. Even I was like, $600? What are they, flipping crazy? It's just a light bulb in a cord.
Well, yeah, but, you know, again, water, electricity, that whole thing doesn't
Good point.
necessarily mix.
Let's take it up a notch, buddy.
Okay.
If there's anything I don't think you should cut corners on, it's putting electricity underwater for months on end.
Yeah, but Gabe, there's GFIs, right?
I mean, I don't know if there's GFIs in your channel.
I don't know what a GFI is.
It's a type outlet.
GFI?
They're waterproof.
God-forsaken instrument. Is it a God-forsaken
That's
instrument?
what Angie thought it meant, and that's why Chewy lost his privileges.
Again, sounds to me like she just was waiting for you to do something to take the privileges away.
Yes.
And then you gave her a perfect explanation for it.
I do want logistically to ask a further question, Chewy. You've been banned for a week, but I imagine you still have the login on your phone.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So what would happen if you decided to go rogue and order after your ban?
No sex.
Ribbit.
Is that the top
Yeah.
consequence?
Why do
for
you
men.
think we
Without
clean,
doubt.
Jen? Why do you think we cook?
Wait, are you saying why do you think we contribute at all in the relationship?
Yeah.
Why are we productive
Why
at
do you
all?
think Chewy's a clean freak?
Yes.
So, is there any other consequence that is even remotely close?
No. No.
You said that so fast.
Well, I mean, it was a simple question, quite a simple answer.
Wait, do you think that women are withholding sex until you do the things you're supposed to do?
Sometimes.
There's a part, yeah.
And you would be 1,000,000% correct.
Yes. I mean, why do you guys get so annoyed when we lay on the couch and put our hands down our pants?
It's a damn good
It's
question.
not. Why does that bother you guys so much?
Do you have a camera in my house or what? How do you know what Dario does all the time?
Sometimes you gotta check they're still there.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Well, especially when you're married.
Yeah.
We don't even know why we do it.
Yeah. I've fallen victim to why. What are you doing? And you're like, I don't know. Didn't know I was doing it.
Exactly. My dad did it, so I guess I'm supposed to.
How just out of curiosity, if you walked into the room and saw your wife doing the exact same thing, if you saw her laying on the couch with her hand down her pants, just like feeling around down there.
Probably go to the bathroom for an extended amount of time.
It seems like a bit of a double standard, buddy. The old one's good for the goose, not good for the gander.
How did we get here?
You. That's how we
I know it was me, but how?
Well, we
The privileges, yes,
she would
take it away. The
withhold
punishment.
sex, yes,
I got
exactly,
you.
if you didn't do what you were supposed to do. All right, we got a very busy show today. We do have Adam Schefter in the first hour of the show. What are you doing over there? You just,
I'm setting them off.
it's too
Doesn't matter what age you are. Low testosterone can be an issue with any kind.
I
Jen.
get it.
Mentality, a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Look, you could be dealing with low testosterone and not even know it. You tired, groggy, just don't really feel like yourself, don't have that energy that you had a year or two ago. That could be low testosterone. Easy to figure out if it is. You work with Mentality. Go to lowtusa.com. That's their website. You book an appointment, go through their process, which ends in a blood panel. Within a week, you get your results back. If your testosterone levels are low, you can then start working with Mentality. And it's a customized solution just for you. It's not one size fits all, nothing like that. They worked specifically to make sure with their treatment that your testosterone levels are where they should be for you. So go to lowtusa.com. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Learn more about Mentality and their low testosterone treatments. lowtusa.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We are still looking at a pretty good ride out on the roads right now. We do have, though, an accident, 894 northbound at National Avenue, off on the right shoulder. So watch out for that. A little bit of building volume eastbound on 94 as you're making your way through the stadium interchange as well. But really, travel times haven't really moved a tick, so we are in good shape. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Clouds early, then sunny with a high of 44 at the lake, 51 inland. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 35. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Q Club of Wisconsin is your hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what do you have going on over there?
We have so much going on. We're the place to be for basketball season with TVs everywhere. Book a party in our VIP room, which includes a private pool table, 2 shuffleboard tables, and 4 dartboards. Sign up for summer bocce leagues now before they fill up. And of course, we've got our fish fry on Wednesdays and Fridays where you know we pile it high.
All happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin, North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Check out qclubofwisconsin.com.
Nelnet Incorporated, the nation's largest, most respected student loan servicer, has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Facilities Coordinator, Sunday Heidemann.
James Imaging has been a local provider for us for many years. They are reliable, they're responsible, and they take care of all of our printer needs.
Just what you'd expect from a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
I think we get a great value with James Imaging with their service and the contracts that we have with them, that our cost stays low and we get the most for our money.
Sunday, what's the benefit for you with James Imaging Systems?
It makes my job more enjoyable, that I can count on these people to do what they're trained to do, and I have no worries because I know I'm going to be taken care of.
James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy happiness. But money did buy your boat, where you find peace fishing, unlike at home with 3 teenage daughters. Because fish never argue about who stole whose crop top, or get mad the other fish used up all the hot water. No, they just swim around, never embarrassed to be seen with you in public. So save money by bundling your boat or RV insurance with home or auto from Progressive. And buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers, not available in all states.
Did you know one of the best investments you can make? It's in yourself. At My Computer Career, in just a few months, you could start your new career in the high-demand, recession-resistant field of information technology. Isn't it time you invest in you and start a career in networking, cybersecurity, AI, or upskill to boost your current IT career? So, get the ROI you deserve at My Computer Career. No experience necessary. Start now at mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
There's a lot of sodas now that are prebiotic sodas
they
as
don't
well.
work. They're called poop.
No,
they're really called poop, I think. You buy them on Amazon.
I thought you were going to stop talking.
You got a lot of brust in you. You know that?
On 94.5 ESPN.
In my mind when she's not right there beside me, I go crazy 'cause here isn't where I wanna be. And satisfaction.
Big news yesterday in the NFL, especially if you're one of these people who are tracking what the Green Bay Packers are going to do over the next few weeks-ish, months-ish in accumulating talent. So we now know that Xavier McKinney is a free agent at the safety position. And I saw a lot of people before this was even a reality who thought he would be a really good fit for what Jeff Hafley has said he wants to do with his new defense in the new scheme. So I guess the first question I want to ask you guys is, when you heard that Xavier McKinney was now a free agent, did you immediately go get that guy?
Not for $13 million a year.
Yeah, he's probably going to get somewhere between 12, 13. Pro Football Focus projects him at 4 years, 13.5 average. Guarantee 30 of it.
How close is that to the top of the safety?
Not even close.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Derwin James makes 19.1 a year. Minka Fitzpatrick, 18.4. The tag number for Antoine Winfield Jr., who we got that yesterday, 17.1. Jesse Bates, 16. Harrison Smith, 16.
Okay.
So that's the issue, Chew, is you can't fight the market.
No,
the
I know,
market dictates what you got to pay for these types of guys. But you think it's too high.
Well, this is what made me very suspect. Not the franchise tag, but the fact that they didn't transition tag him, because they can always let him go with no harm, no foul. And they didn't even do that.
That's what New England did with their safety.
No, but I looked, and he does have a little bit of an injury problem. He misses a lot of games.
But he's only 24 years old.
So 4 seasons, Chew. He's played the full allotment twice. Broke his foot his rookie year, so he missed some time for that. And then had a freak ATV accident where he broke his hand, and that cost him a bunch of games in 2022. So those are the 2 injuries. That's it. Those are the 2 injuries. It's like I would be more concerned, Chew, if it was like a Christian Watson type.
Hamstring.
Oh, man, he's just missing so
recurring.
many games with a hamstring. He keeps injuring his hamstring. Like, bone breaks, to me, I feel like are easier to get over than the soft tissue stuff.
Okay.
Would you agree with that?
I would agree, but why did New York let him go? Is New York in cap
I think
trouble?
that team's in. I think that team's in a transition here. Rich Eisen reported that they are desperate to get out of Daniel Jones after only 1 year. They're letting Saquon Barkley go. I thought the same thing, but that team's in upheaval right now.
Okay.
I mean, he's a former SEC safety. You like that he had that high level of competition in the college game. By all accounts, he's one of the top-rated safeties, certainly that are out there in the free agent market right now. But, Chew, it sounds like you're just not willing to pay for it. So then are you willing to take your chances in the draft? At least in this situation, and I love that he's 24 years old. To me, that feels like a baby at the position.
That's the guy Packers look for.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, this is a really good fit if you can wrap your brain around how much it's going to cost you to go out and actually spend money in free agency, which is obviously something the Packers do not do very often, Gabe.
Well, in safeties like this don't hit the market all that often, where we've had this conversation of when you have a good one, you hold on to it. So it makes me wonder if this is the guy that's going to get all the attention, and maybe it costs you even more than the 12 to 13. If you get in a bidding war with somebody else, maybe that number gets bumped up to 14. And they've got some holes, Chew. I don't think they're going to open. I think they can with all the different things that people have put out there. They can open up to $60 million of cap space. Now, they don't want to do that because that pushes money off to the future. Basically, you're going to be able to free up $20 million with releasing David Bakhtiari and then whatever money you save in an Aaron Jones restructure. So that's the type of money you've got to spend. If you spend $14 million on a safety, I mean, you're going to be able to add minimal guys here and there. Would you rather take a big swing with one guy or try to add two marginal guys that maybe add up to the $14 or $15 million?
Well, the fact that he's not one of the top paid safeties in the league, I guess I just don't know why they let him go. Because this is how what the hell's going on here? You rank positions, right? You rank positions.
Yep.
And safety is kind of farther down the list, right? Obviously, quarterback 1, cornerbacks 2, receiver 3, D-line 4. I would even say in today's NFL, tight end 5. And then safety, and then you go fullback. Maybe left tackle is ahead of that.
And I'm sure that list that you just rattled off, Chew, is relevant like on a blank slate. But the Packers are set at several of those positions, or set-ish.
Yeah.
If Hafley is coming in and he has already articulated that safety is a priority in the defense he wants to run, doesn't that move it up the list? Doesn't that move it to a higher priority? Which is why there's been so much attention on that. Look, I said to the guys this morning, we've talked a lot about safety on the show over the last few weeks. We haven't talked a lot about linebacker, and it feels like that's something that they need to at least focus some attention on this offseason as well. We'll get to that as the show rolls on. But right now, it feels like safety is the priority on that defense. I guess you could convince yourself maybe they also need to address cornerback as well. But it feels to me like safety is right now number one glaring issue, the thing they have to focus on the most. So yesterday when McKinney went on the open market, there were an awful lot of people trying to put 1 and 1 together to make 2.
Yeah, but how high would you go to pay him? Because I'm sure there's going to be other bidders. 15? Does it matter? Let me ask you that. Does it matter?
If you pay 15 versus 13?
Because let me tell you what I was thinking, okay? Because I read stuff today that the Packers potentially could be interested in Saquon.
Okay.
Which would be another big contract, and he's young as well.
Mm-hmm.
So would you pay Aaron Jones $12 million or Saquon $14? I know the contract is going to be much longer, but you're set at running back, and this is an offensive-driven league. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
you can only put your money in so many places, though, because don't forget they got to sign Jordan Love. And Gabe, you say, yeah, it's going to be fine, cap, but you got to look 2 or 3 years down the road and see how that's going to affect your cap.
Oh, 100% sure. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you can only sign one of these guys, right? Like,
I agree, yeah.
It's going to be one big name free agent, whether that's linebacker, whether that's safety, whether that's they surprise everybody and go running back. But you could probably only sign one big name guy.
So we got to take a break to get to Adam Schefter. But Chew, let me ask you this very quickly.
Yeah.
You're going to spend whatever it is. You said it was $13 million, right? Was the range for McKinney? Let's say you're going to spend $13 million in free agency. Where would you prefer to spend it? Those 3 positions. Let's go safety, linebacker, running back.
If you can get him at $13 million. And I sleep 8 hours a night, that's fine, but I'm only going to sleep 6 because I still have it. Why did the Giants let him go? And I don't believe it's for cap reasons, because you always try to keep your young, drafted, good players. That's just in the back of my mind.
The 2 things I saw quickly before we go here is Andrew Thomas, their left tackle, is also a guy they need to pay, as long with Dexter Lawrence. So they prioritized their defensive line and offensive line, which makes sense to me.
Yeah, but you're not bringing Barkley back, so it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I think that relationship's just fractured.
Okay.
I guess is the next domino to fall the old David Bakhtiari thing? Like once they clear the David Bakhtiari thing, then they get more money to spend, but they haven't done it yet. So right now they're kind of sitting there in a little bit of a budget crunch. It's interesting. We'll continue talking about it this morning. Your reaction, 800-990-3776. Is McKinney the guy you want? Look, there's some other names out there. I saw Jordan Fuller. I saw Geno. I always want to say Geno Smith. Is Geno Smith?
Stone.
I always want to say Geno Smith.
I mean, if you wanted to sign Geno Smith to play safety, I
don't know how that would go. Geno Stone. Thank you very much. That was another name that was out there. So there are options. It just felt like a young guy like this who's had success in the league would be a good guy for the Packers to go out and get. We got to take a break. We got to get to Adam Schefter. He's coming up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We did have an issue on northbound 894 right around National Avenue. It was a crash there. They were able to get that off of the freeway. So we're looking okay as you're making your way through that area. We are seeing a few brake lights coming on eastbound 94 from about 84th Street to Hawley Road and maybe a little bit right past 27th Street. Other than that, everything else is actually looking pretty good. Traffic is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Clouds early, then sunny with a high of 44 at the lakefront, 51 inland. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 35. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
WTMJ's Vince Petrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Nagging pain lasting for months, difficulty performing everyday tasks, not moving like you'd like, it's time to see the doctor. And I recommend Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Anytime I've needed care, the appointments are timely, no waiting weeks to be seen, and no pressure to have surgery. It's about getting the right diagnosis and choosing a treatment plan that fits your life. No question where I turn if I'm injured again. The experts in care at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. It's orthowisconsin.com.
A season of award-winning golf at Sweetgrass and Sage Run is on the horizon. The Island Resort and Casino stay-and-play golf packages are booking fast, with choice dates available early in the week. After your rounds, visit the Drift Spa for a relaxing or targeted massage session. And enjoy dinner at Horizon's scenic top-floor steakhouse. So many reasons to take a drive. Book your stay-and-play golf package today. Visit islandresortgolf.com.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank, and as a community bank, we sincerely appreciate our customer loyalty. Over nearly 90 years, we've done all we can to return the favor. Great Midwest Bank offers flexible solutions that bigger banks and credit unions simply can't, because our entire team is right here in the community. We love helping our neighbors when we're at work and then catching up over the weekend. Visit us at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Everyone's go-to source for all NFL news.
Adam Schefter teased some big breaking news. Adam, you've told us about it. What do we got?
Adam's on the phone. Adam,
some more,
Adam, you got more news? What do you got?
They're going with another move.
And he was the man who knows all, Adam Schefter.
And we're going to get right to some breaking news here that just came down. This tweet from Adam Schefter.
It's ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter.
The Bears look dead. The Vikings look dead. And so the division comes down to Detroit and Green Bay.
Adam Schefter on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Also sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin's ASAP clinic is available in Brookfield, Mugwanago, and Pewaukee. You know, last week my husband hurt his foot in a pickup basketball game. Said, I think I'm going to go over to the Ortho ASAP clinic in Brookfield. He did on Monday. They took a look at it, told him what he needed to do to get it better, and he is on the road to recovery. And the same can be true for you. Whether you've got a strain or a sprain, a fracture, a laceration, a dislocation, or something else, go to Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin's ASAP clinic because, guys, it is faster, it is easier, it is less expensive than going to the ER or to urgent care. They offer physical therapy on site, MRI on site, outpatient surgical procedures on site. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Always a pleasure to hang out with Adam Schefter on Wednesday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Adam, we were just talking about Xavier McKinney and how now that he's a free agent, a lot of Packers are salivating, licking their lips, hoping that they make that connection. What is the likelihood that the Packers actually do go out and make a splash? And do you think that Xavier McKinney could be a Packer going forward?
Well, Xavier McKinney is a guy who's 24 years old. And when you get to be 24 years old and hit free agency at a young age without any tags, you are in a position to get paid a handsome deal. Now, I don't know whether Green Bay is going to want to dole out what it would take to bring in a player of his caliber, because the Giants deliberated long and hard yesterday about whether or not to put a tag on him. Ultimately, in the end, they decided not to put a tag on him. I think that they're still hoping to try to bring him back to New York. We'll see whether they can get that done. But, the fact of the matter is with all these players and all these deals, they're almost always going to follow the money. And the team that comes the strongest makes you feel the most appreciated. The team that makes you feel the most appreciated usually is offering the most money. And if that happens to be Green Bay, I'm sure that Green Bay would be in the thick of it. And I certainly know New York will be interested in bringing him back.
Adam, are the Giants going to dump Daniel Jones?
I don't believe that. I think that they're planning on having him back. I mean, if you're talking this season, no. Long term, well, that's still to be determined, right? He's got to go play well again to see if he can make it happen. But right now, there has been chatter about them having mixed feelings on him, whether they would do something in the draft. Here's what I always loved about the draft. They can say whatever they want. Daniel's our quarterback. We still believe in it. And then if they go and trade up for a quarterback on draft day, well, they just told you what they think. So, we'll find out here exactly what they think. Do they make a play in free agency for quarterback? I don't think so. Do they trade? I don't think so. Could they be in play for a quarterback at 6 in the draft or move up? Possible. We'll see. But we're going to find out here in the next 6 or so weeks. 50 days, I guess. 50 days, because the NFL draft is 50 days from today. Exactly how they feel about Daniel Jones.
Adam, with free agency opening in a week here, do you think teams are actually going to be spending the money that they just got in the biggest bump in salary cap history, or are they going to hold on to some of that and pay some past charges since so many teams have been over the cap and maybe try to get cap healthy?
Well, I think it's a little bit of everything, right? If you knew that your weekly allowance was $100 and all of a sudden somebody gave you $125, like how would you do that? Everybody would use the extra $25 differently. Some will use it on an extension. Some might use it to cover past expenses. Some might use it to help, pay off debt that you've incurred, i.e., bills that go over the cap. Everybody's going to be different. So I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all here. But I can tell you that all the teams are happy to have that space, and now they get to see how they use it.
What's going to happen with Saquon Barkley? Ever since the Packers were rumored to be kicking the tires on Jonathan Taylor last season, I guess it was headed into last season, maybe last season, Packers fans have been wondering how they're going to build up that position. Where do you think Saquon Barkley ends up?
Not in New York would be my guess, because I think the two sides have been through so much, and I think that if New York saw the value in him, they would have just tagged him at $12 million. Yes, it's more than a running back would get, but you say we're locking in our guy, keeping him in place, owner loves him, let's make sure he doesn't get anywhere. And I think when you don't put the tag on him and you allow him to go talk to, let's just say, Philadelphia, Dallas, Chicago, maybe Green Bay, who knows? You're inviting one of these teams to make an offer. What's interesting here, Jen, about the running backs is we've never, ever had a running back free agent class this good, this deep, at a time where the draft is considered to be deep in talent as well. And so I think a couple of these running backs will get decent money, but I don't know that any running back's going to get exactly what he wants. And certainly with the number of them out there, it's not great for running backs themselves, but it's great for teams who are in the running back market. So if Green Bay decides, okay, Wilson's not a good enough backup, we want another running back to complement Aaron Jones, this would be a great year to go get one of those guys. Or you could just go draft one. Because inevitably, I believe there'll be some running backs sitting out there right around the time of the draft that will wind up signing one-year deals with a low number, and they'll try to have a good year, put themselves in a good situation so they can hit the market again next year when they'll have a chance, they hope, to make more money. This, to me, will not be the year for a running back to cash in and land the type of deal that he wants. Now, if somebody does it, God bless them. More power to them. I hope they can. It's just that when you have so many running backs, and it's all about supply and demand, and the supply of running backs is long, and the demand is not, it's going to be tough for everybody to get the money they want.
All right, Adam, a couple questions here.
Yeah.
I'm hearing rumblings that the league wants to go to 18 games. Yep. Now, the next CBA is until 2030. Do they have to wait for that, or can there be an amendment? And with that, what are the players? I mean, that's a pretty big want. What are the players going to want in return for that extra game?
Well, I would hope and think that they're going to want money, and more than they've gotten in the past. And no, to the best of my knowledge, Chewy, they cannot do anything until the CBA is up in 2030. So it is what it is right now. There is the 17th game that was negotiated into the last CBA. And the next time to do that would be at the next CBA. We're 2030, you said? So
yeah,
6 years away.
6 years away?
Yeah, they'll have to start lobbying for that in the next 2-3 years.
Would it be fair, Adam, would it be fair to ask for grass fields across the board?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's what I would not want to see the players do. Like in the last, or one of the last, not this past CBA, but the one before that, a big thing to them was getting more time off.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. Do you think that costs the owners anything? Like, do you think that they care about giving up some time off in the end? Like, they held on to that, like this huge bargaining chip, and I think it's great that the players wanted and got that. That's your union fighting for you, as it should. But to not have that fully translate economically and financially, negotiations ultimately about money, not time off, not grass fields. The grass fields should be put in because it's the right thing to do, period. Like, that shouldn't even have to be negotiated. That should just be a given.
I agree. The union sucks.
Adam's like, whoa.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that, but again, the grass field.
What are you trying to do to our guy, Chew?
I don't know.
Grass field should just be put in, period. Like, that's how it should be, because that's the right thing to do. Maybe I'm living in a naive world, I guess. I probably am.
Adam, one of the other rumblings kind of coming out of the combine in terms of play on the field, kickoff rule, that it seems like the NFL was not happy with some of the changes they've made because they were hoping that they would make kickoff safer. Well, they have, because they've made the kickoff basically non-existent with the lack of returns. Special teams coordinators now getting together to try to come up with a rule to propose because we have owner meetings coming up at the end of the month. Do you ultimately think there's going to be a change in the kickoff rule?
Yeah, I do. In fact, I played phone tag with somebody that was involved in that, and then the combine started happening and things in life and whatnot. And so all I could tell you is, yes, I believe that they're going to be looking to amend the kickoff and to make it more a part of the game while they try to make it safer, if that's even possible to do, because it's an inherently unsafe play. But I do know that they are reviewing options. I do know they're going to be addressing it, and I do think that there will be changes for the 2024 season, though I can't tell you what they are because, again, I played phone tag with a guy.
Adam, why are so many guys skipping combine workouts? At some point, I thought you really needed to go out there and show your merit or show your worth And it seems like that has kind of started to fade. Is it because guys are so convinced that what they have on film is enough to win these guys over? Do they want the friendly clock at their own pro days? What are you hearing in your circles about why so many guys are choosing to skip these workouts?
Well, what's interesting to me is that guys have always skipped workouts. That's not unusual. This year we had guys that didn't even measure, like Jaden Daniels and Malik. Like, I've never heard that. That I've never heard. Like, what you're hiding that? Like, Kyler Murray wouldn't have gotten his height taken when he was going through, or like that. That's crazy to me. And even like Caleb Williams, declined to take the physical. Now, the combine ultimately, the reason it was held in Indy, the reason it was first started, it was more for the medicals than it was for the workouts, so that they could get all the medicals on these young men and every team could have access to it. And rather than Chewy flying to 32 different cities to do 32 different physicals, with 32 different thumbs in places he doesn't want it, right? Then it's just easier to do it one time, right? And Caleb Williams declined to do that this year. Because, I'm sure he thinks, well, I'm going to the Bears. I only have to do one. I'll do it when I go visit with them. But what if they decide, what? We're getting a huge package. What if a team decides it wants to trade up? Like, now they got to go get a physical. Like, you're there. Just do the physical. Like, I don't get that. What are we hiding on the measurements? Like Jaden Daniels? I mean, he's got nothing to hide on his height or weight. Like, what is that about? I don't get that. So I got no problem with the guy not working out. He wants to wait for his pro day. He wants to do it on his own home field. That's gone on through time. But this was the first time I ever heard guys saying, yeah, I'm not getting be measured and weighed. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking any medical exams. Like that I hadn't heard before.
Adam, any updates on Kirk Cousins or Justin Fields?
The Bears traded Justin Fields last night. You didn't hear?
What? It's not on the internet. No.
No? Well, then right here. No, I'm joking.
Jeez Louise.
I would have believed you. You're Adam Schefter.
I was wondering how long Shefty could keep it going. I was wondering how
He did a pretty good job.
And caught Jen, too.
I looked over to see if he was smirking at all on the video feed.
In this day and age, there's no way that would happen. Like the second it happens, there's alerts everywhere.
Yeah, very good point.
Right?
Shefty,
I didn't answer the question, though. I didn't answer the question there, Jim. Justin Fields, I still think they'll look to move him. I just don't think that the market has moved as quickly as everybody thought and hoped it would. Kirk Cousins, look, it's March 6th, is it? He hasn't re-signed with Minnesota yet. Free agency basically starts Monday. So he's going to free agency, it looks like, unless they land a deal here in the 11th hour, 24th hour. What hour would it be if they land the deal here coming up before? Is it the 11th hour, the 12th hour, the 24th hour, whatever hour it is?
23rd hour, yeah.
23rd hour.
It's sweet that you think we would be an expert in anything.
We don't do math on this show.
Yeah, numbers. Once numbers get involved, we back away from the game.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm asking this group that actually bought my Justin Fields trade report about an hour ago.
We didn't bought it. We just sort of...
You thought about renting it.
Yeah, exactly. We did think about renting it.
Shefty, has your wife ever taken away your Amazon privileges? Because our big guy had his privileges revoked earlier this week.
What did he do? What he ordered? He went.
I don't look at prices of things. I just don't. I don't know. That's just like I said, numbers. I don't know. You said 23.11. I'm out.
I don't think I've ever had my Amazon privileges. We got mad at my daughter. We got mad at her. She's done some things like that.
So she's had her privileges revoked. So what you're telling me is Chewy's basically a child.
You're just like his 15-year-old daughter. Is pretty much what I'm taking away from this.
Yeah, I think that there must be some connection we can draw there between Chewy and my ninth grader.
Last thing I have for you this morning, Shefty, did you send me some toothbrushes? Somebody sent me 100 toothbrushes after we talked about last week that I forgot to brush my teeth before the show. And they didn't put a name on it. So I was just wondering if maybe you were the generous donor of 100 pre-pasted disposable toothbrushes, by the way.
You know what? I'm really sorry that I didn't think of that, but I'll certainly be happy to take the credit for sending them to you.
I'm just going to keep asking everyone if I meet somebody, hey, do you send me toothbrushes? Hey, do you send me toothbrushes? Hey, do you send me toothbrushes? Adam, we appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. Always a pleasure. Things are starting to heat up, and we will soon know within the next few weeks. You said 50 days until the NFL draft, how the Packers roster will be constructed. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll talk to you again soon.
Your total experience is at the Island Resort and Casino. Includes 2 championship golf courses, which, trust me, you're going to enjoy. I've gone up there the last couple of years. Love the championship golf courses they have at the Island Resort and Casino. Stay and play packages are available. Book early to guarantee choice dates. For complete information, visit islandresortgolf.com today.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here to tell you about one of the best purchases I recently made, an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. It's an easy-to-install sauna that is great for a post-workout, travel, or long-day detoxification, and it has a rapid heat-up time. Using Good Health Saunas can also help reduce stress, improve circulation, and make your skin glow. Got an athlete in your family or just someone with an active lifestyle? Infrared saunas are perfect for muscle and tissue recovery as well. Learn more today at goodhealthsaunas.com, goodhealthsaunas.com.
A season of award-winning golf at Sweetgrass and Sage Run is on the horizon. The Island Resort and Casino Stay and Play golf packages are booking fast, with choice dates available early in the week. After your rounds, visit the Drift Spa for a relaxing or targeted massage session. And enjoy dinner at Horizon's scenic top-floor steakhouse. So many reasons to take a drive. Book your Stay and Play golf package today. Visit islandresortgolf.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Injuries happen, but you don't have to play in pain or stay on the sidelines. Whether it's your kids dealing with a sports injury, college athletes, or the rest of us weekend warriors, the experts at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin will quickly diagnose your problem, lay out a treatment plan that works for you, and get you back in the game. They fixed my knee. My mother-in-law is back on the dance floor with a new hip. These are the experts you can trust. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and there is one thing I think everyone can agree on. Potholes stink. And this year's weather will make it one of the worst years yet. Well, Johnson & Sons Paving is ready to take on the challenge with a team that has over 2 decades of experience. When the potholes pop up in your asphalt, Johnson & Sons Paving can patch or replace the whole area. Book an appointment now at johnsonsonspaving.com. Get that appointment booked before May 31st, and you might even see Old T on the job site for a visit. Find full contest details at ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. The hotel is ideally located in the heart of the theater district in downtown Milwaukee. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site galleries, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Book special hotel packages with room rates starting as low as $129 a night. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com.
I need directions for paying down debt.
Starting route. Apply for a SoFi personal loan and consolidate your debt into one fixed payment. Turn right into a positive outlook and get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign with no fees required.
Got it. You could get out of high-interest credit card debt with a SoFi personal loan. View your rate at SoFi.com/debt in 60 seconds with no impact to your credit score. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/debt. NMLS 696891.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. What's the first thing you do if you had more time in the day? Nap, read?
talk with a friend? When you know what's more important to you, it's easier to fit it into your schedule. Therapy can help you figure that out. BetterHelp offers affordable online therapy that comes to you. Start the process in minutes and switch therapists anytime. Visit BetterHelp, HELP.com/like today to get 10% off your first month.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I just figured if I got the yellow ones from Mexico, I could slip those in without her. Did you know the Viagra in Mexico is yellow?
Had no idea.
Yeah.
Wait, can you just paint it? You just drop it in a little food coloring?
You probably could, like an egg. I'm going to try that.
Easter has a new meaning in the Chimera household.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Ewald makes it easy. It's a promise they made in 1964 and continues now 60 years later. Making car buying easy for families across southeast Wisconsin. Celebrate Ewald's 60th anniversary with special savings on over 1,300 vehicles. That's right, 1,300 vehicles. Shop the easy way with the lowest prices guaranteed. Plus, you're backed by Ewald's exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. So hurry in now for Ewald's 60th anniversary sale. It all starts at ewaldauto.com.
We got an email yesterday here at Good Karma Brands telling us that we had a new teammate, a new colleague, if you will. Not a collie, though.
Was that a?
It wasn't a joke. I just heard it in my head
dog
and was
pun?
like, it's a dog. We got a dog.
Yeah, we're going to have an office dog, the Chief Love Officer.
What?
The CLO of GKB.
How do you feel about the CLO, Chew?
Does it shed?
I mean, probably. It's a
dog.
It's a golden retriever. She's a golden
Okay.
retriever. Sophie is the pup's name.
Who has been delegated to clean up after the dog? Because dogs tend to make messes every now and then. Silence.
That's a mystery.
That's the only thing I know for sure, Chew. It ain't me.
Are you sure, Gabe?
Yeah.
A lot of stuff gets thrown in your lap, buddy. A lot
Get an
of
email
stuff
later today.
gets put on your desk that you don't agree to,
The
but all of
special
a sudden,
assistant to the CLO.
exactly. All of a sudden, you're going to be walking Sophie out there in the park that's just across from the parking structure.
You know, I famously don't read emails, so I just read the headlines of it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought Craig and Kelly had another kid that we didn't know about.
Well, it does say new teammate, and it does say Sophie's name. And yes, that I can understand why you did that. If you scroll down, though, there's a picture of the golden retriever, so that might have put those suspicions to rest. When you said, I famously don't read email, I thought you were going to say, I famously don't like dogs. You are on this show on the record as not enjoying the pups.
I've come around.
What? This is breaking
Don't
news.
say the dog's name, please. The one that you have at your
Joshy
house.
knows.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, I guess you weren't here that day when we discovered that Chewy is slowly becoming a dog person, trying to convince Angie to get a dog. We had Adam Schefter come up with dog names for Chewy.
What?
Yeah.
Dog names for Chewy?
Yeah.
So
Does Chewy not work?
Well, I mean,
my son and his girlfriend of I think 2 years have a dog, and they like to use the house when we're gone. And I saw S-Bird running around the backyard, which I named the dog, which they don't like because it gets confused.
Yeah, I mean,
but
said that one over there, too.
No, I didn't. Did I?
Yes.
Chewy.
Sorry. So I've come around, you know. I was a little skittish at first until the dog would come up onto the couch and then drape itself over my shoulders like a scarf. And I'm warming up to it.
Okay, but hold on.
S-Bird melted Chewy's heart.
If I remember S-Bird, if I remember the story, I thought the reason you guys were anti-dog was because your wife had been bit by a dog when she was a child. Is she coming around to S-Bird?
Not as quickly as I am, but she has. Yeah, I still don't know if I could have a dog because they still do. I mean, the whole thing with the baggy thing just grosses the ever-living daylights out of me.
Yeah, it's just
I
part of
wouldn't
winning
do
a
that
dog.
for my kids.
And you didn't. We heard.
Famously
I
changed
didn't.
one diaper.
So doesn't that gross you out?
I think you get used to it.
Nah, there's no getting used to that.
It does gross me out. It's now just force of habit. I always squeamish about that, but now I have to do it 3 times a day sometimes. So you just get over it.
Do you double bag?
No.
I've double bagged.
And then he throws it in the trash, Jen, which I have a problem with.
Yeah, we've talked about this. I told you I'll be walking. You know what? Never mind. I'm working my way out of the doghouse, proverbial. Not going to go down that route again.
Are you a dog person?
New year, new me. Am I a dog person?
Yeah.
I love dogs, just not the one I own. Other dogs, fantastic. The one we have, Espered.
Gabe, the homeowner, are you going to get a dog?
I fully expect when I return to Vegas next week, my wife will have gotten a dog.
What? When you return from Vegas?
Correct, yes. It feels like that's the only thing that's prevented her from getting a dog to this point is that I'm going to be gone for 4 days.
So when you're back,
correct,
and you can tag team.
Yeah, well, because I can be home more in the middle of the day than she can.
Puppy?
I'm pushing against puppy. Don't do it, puppy.
I've lost 2 months of my life.
I sent this to Josh yesterday. She's texting me during the show yesterday because she's at work looking at dogs.
Yeah. How about the other day when Chewy said something to Joshy about get a life, and you go, I can't, I have a dog.
Is there a rent-a-dog? I think that's a great idea.
We've talked about this before.
You can foster a puppy.
Nah, just rent it. Like, don't want it this weekend. I think that's a great idea.
You don't think it's emotionally abusive at all? Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We are looking at some delays on eastbound 94 out of the Zoo Interchange all the way to about 35th Street. So give yourself that extra time. We've also had an earlier accident right about at 68th Street. That has been cleared, but just something to keep in mind. Westbound 94 backing up out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. And 894 eastbound on and off the brakes, basically out of the Hale Interchange all the way past Loomis. Traffic is brought to you by the Golden Mast Wedding Showcase this Sunday from 10 until 3 at the Golden Mast Inn. The perfect event for those planning their rehearsal dinners and dream weddings. Register at goldenmastinn.com. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Clouds early, then sunny, a high of 44 at the lake, 51 inland tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 35. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazagon, 94.5 ESPN.
Here's another remarkable success story from QC Kinetics. This one from Chad, who hurt his knee at the gym one day, and it just kept on hurting for months.
From my high school football and wrestling days, I already had a little bit of damage in there, but this just sent it over the edge.
Chad tried traditional treatments with no improvement when he turned to the non-surgical regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics.
It was really fascinating how they did their work, and the science behind it was very intriguing, and it works. Extracting the cure out of my own body blew my mind. It's like I'm brand new again. It was fantastic.
That's because the QC Kinetics natural biologic treatments use your body's own healing power to restore damaged tissue in your hips, shoulders, back, and knees, providing long-lasting relief.
Now I'm back at the gym. I'm 100% feeling great.
If you're tired of suffering with pain from arthritis or injury, call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
But then what about when the plane closes the door? Are you standing up and telling the flight attendants? Are you saying, hey, my wife's not on yet? Or are you just going, sucks to be you?
Welcome to Marathon. May I help you?
Yes. You can start by wiping that smile off your rosy cheeks. Then you can give me a automobile.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
But you got the 4 calls. 4 calls is enough.
Look,
I'm sorry.
This is 100% on the wife. Like,
Yes.
you can't, once you get, like, you know how much time you have. If you are somebody who absolutely needs your Starbucks, you understand how fast or slow that line is going to move. So you should be able to, once you see the line, gauge if you have enough time.
I really don't care for the way you're speaking to me.
And I really don't care for the way your company left me in the middle of nowhere with keys to a car that isn't there.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight, he ain't doing nothing but running his
Had the conversation about safeties earlier this morning. I want to get to these linebackers. How important is the linebacker position to the Green Bay Packers? Historically, not all that important. They haven't really devoted a lot of high capital to the linebacker position. It's almost like they go, there's a guy, he could play linebacker. Let's make it happen. Right?
Basically
It
what they've
doesn't
done.
feel like there's a lot of thought given to the position. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of capital given to the position. It doesn't feel like they think that it is a game changer for the Green Bay Packers defense. But got a new scheme coming in. And as we have talked about with Jeff Hafley, obviously we know that he's going to prioritize the safety position, but it feels like, and I keep going back to this, guys, watching that Niners team and that defense do as well as it did this past season, a big reason why was what Fred Warner were able to do and what Dre Greenlaw were able to do. Those guys were game changers. They were game wreckers. And it feels like it would be a luxury to have somebody like that. What do you...
You can't have every position on defense be the most important position.
Well, that's what I'm going to ask you, Chew.
Yeah.
How important is linebacker?
Not. It's nice for San Francisco because did they draft those 2 players? And they turned out to be really good players?
Yeah.
But I'll revert to Ron Wolf. We were a top 5 defense for I don't know how many years. And Ron said D-line, corners, safety, linebacker. That's how he would rank them. Free safety probably being the least important star on the field.
I don't care who the defensive coordinator is. They've had how many defensive coordinators? They've had how many general managers over the last decade? Well, it's 2 general managers, but they've had how many defensive coordinators? And, I mean, the Niners defense wasn't standalone. I mean, I would say the inside linebackers for the Baltimore Ravens defense was really good this year. Fantastic 2 inside linebackers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers that beat the Packers in the 2020 NFC
solid.
Championship game. Great inside linebackers. Baltimore Ravens where they had Ray Lewis. Like, having good inside linebackers being a key to the defense has been around for a long time. And for just as long, the Packers haven't given a rip about inside linebacker.
But you know what makes them great linebackers, Gabe?
The D-line in front of them?
A really good D-line in front of them. And you look at those teams, and what do they have? Very good D-lines. That's when they shine.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I'm just saying, yeah, I agree. It'd be nice to upgrade the linebacker position, but you can't have a safety and go out and get linebackers then, and we need corners, you know? That's why the draft in Goody's system is so important, because you got to nail them. I mean, just look at the offensive side of the ball, right? If he had half the draft he had offensively last year, they probably would have been, what, 7 and... How many games are there? 17?
Mm-hmm.
7 and 10.
This is an easy one for you, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Schefter threw me off with the 11 and the 24 or whatever. But they would have been, they wouldn't have won as many games as they have. I mean, when you think about it, he really nailed a lot of holes last year. A lot.
I don't think you should go out in free agency and get a linebacker. I'm just not that impressed with the field right now, the candidates that you have out there in free agency. I do think you address it in the draft. I do think you get somebody in the draft who can support some of those guys you have there. I like Quay Walker. I think they like Quay Walker. I think his athleticism, I know you've said that he didn't have the best season, but I think his athleticism is something that you can't just go out and pick up at the store. So I think they like having him in there. I think they know they need somebody else to be able to support him on the field. And I mentioned Jeremiah Trotter before from Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
Joshua, you said he did not test well at the combine. Is that correct?
He came in smaller than he was in college, and then he didn't do any of the explosion testing, running, or the jumps, and then had poor agility.
Do you hold that against him?
Yes.
You do. No, I wasn't talking about the poor agility. I meant that he was choosing not to. We just talked to Adam Schefter. If you missed any of that conversation, you can find it on Wisconsin On Demand, wherever you get your podcast. But we just talked to Adam Schefter how every year there are guys who don't test at the combine. Hell, coaches aren't even going to the combine anymore.
Well,
I don't know if you hold against a guy not testing. But if you do choose to test and test poorly, I suppose it's another data point that front offices and scouting teams are going to use against you.
Well, the strange thing is, Jen, he probably got smaller to run better, and then he didn't run better.
And then he elected not to run.
Yeah.
And then he elected not, which is stupid.
Well, so that's the thing for me, Chew. Like, why are you doing some tests and not the others? Like, I'm not going to hold it against you if you're skipping all testing. Then I'm just more curious. Okay, let's see what you do at your pro day. But if you're doing some and you're not doing all, that's telling me something as well.
I mean, it's the same thing Braylon Allen did, where they pick and choose, and the things they pick and choose weren't even that good. So I don't know what they're getting out of skipping that, because even a favorable 40 time, people are still going to look at your agility testing and be like, well, why is this all off? What's going on?
Did he run
here?
a 40, Joshy?
Did Braylon?
Yeah.
No, he did not.
Yeah, see, that I don't get.
Yeah.
So
it's not necessarily a deep inside linebacker draft anyway. Do I expect them to draft an inside linebacker? Yes, because it's another spot where they need bodies. But the more and more we talk about this position, are we sure Campbell's going to be? I mean, I know they had the issues and the things that he tweeted and his wife tweeted and everybody was tweeting last year. Are we sure Campbell's gone? I mean, it's not a huge cap savings. We're talking $2-3 million on the cap savings. Are we sure Campbell's going to be gone?
He's not. Is he? Well, where are they playing Quay Walker? Are they playing him a buck, which is your strong side to the tight end? Or are they playing him at will, which is your weak side linebacker, your runner, and your cleanup guy? I think once we determine that, because they do need another linebacker. I don't know who that is, because if they do get rid of Campbell, then McDuffie is your Mike, right? Your middle, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He's a guy.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just a guy. So until we know where they're going to play Quay Walker, and that's going to determine whether you get a smaller linebacker that can run, or you're going to get a bigger one that can take on the tight end.
My guess is Will, Chew. My guess is because he's got Jen mentioned the speed
Quay?
and the athleticism. Yes, so my guess is Quay is going to be playing that weak side.
When do you think we'll get a decision on Campbell? When do you think we'll know whether or not he's sticking around or not?
I mean, within the week, I would assume, because you want to hit. And that's where I think we're going to get the decision on David Bakhtiari, because you want to have the money that you're operating with ready to go when that legal tampering window opens. Well, I mean, you don't have to do it then, but by the time you have to then sign a free agent, put pen to paper, and put that money on your salary cap. So within the next week, because free agency
when we'll
officially
know?
opens next Wednesday.
Yeah, you know when we'll know how serious they are about McKinney. Because they're probably going to have to create cap space to sign him if they're serious about signing him.
Yeah.
So that may go hand in hand.
Right now, Chew, just so everybody's on the same page of what the Packers are operating with. They've got about $13 million in cap space right now. That's 13 and change. That will sign your draft class. So if they want to do anything, to your point, if they want to do anything in free agency, basically, to me, the money that they have to spend is David Bakhtiari, releasing him, opening up the $20 million there, and then whatever money you get in an Aaron Jones restructure.
Yeah, but let's not forget they got to sign Jordan Love. And I know it'll be cap friendly this year, but you have to project for the future how it's going to affect down the line. Because like I said, I mean, you're not all in this year, but 2 or 3 years from now, you want to be all in, because then the window starts to close.
I would imagine this year the books, after this season, the books end up pretty much clean. You're pretty much at a no dead cap. You're not really pushing stuff in the future, and that's when you start adding to those positions and start putting money and signing guys to extensions and kind of moving money around to then fully go for the all-in.
Yeah, because I mean, this next year, I mean, Jordan Love, even after he signs the extension, his cap hit's going to be like 13-14 million, and then it jumps up to whatever it ends up being.
If you had to guess right now, Gabe, do you think that Campbell is back? Brian Gutekunst went on the record saying that they'd like to have him back if they can work the money out, if they can figure out the number.
It kind kind of seems like he's going to be back. Just because, again, you start looking at, okay, you have 11 draft picks. Well, you want to use some of these draft picks on running back. You want to use some of these offensive line depth, defensive line, another inside linebacker, cornerback. You start adding up all these things, and then you go, okay, well, what about free agency? Well, if you want that big free agent, you're only going to have money really for one big free agent. You start looking around and you're going, well, they still need bodies there. I think it's more likely, it seems like to me, that Campbell's going to be back because I'm also not seeing any of these beat writers write anything about that. Right? When they're talking about Packers opening up salary cap space, it's Bakhtiari, it's restructure with Aaron Jones, it's things like that. I can't tell you the last time I saw Devondre Campbell's name.
Yeah, you know the reason he'd be back, though?
Why?
Because no one else wants him.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, these agents are still, even though he's under contract, Jen, even though he's under contract, I guarantee his agent's going to the combine and meeting with all the teams and saying, hey, if they release Campbell, you got interest? Yeah, we got interest, or no.
I think he just wore out his welcome. I find it hard. I think the Packers are going into 2024 with Quay Walker, who they view as their stud, their guy who they want to be their Fred Warner. They're going to draft a guy who hopefully is better than McDuffie. And then it's just veterans and
fill in the
journeymen.
blanks.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes sense to me because I think they're still extremely high on Quay Walker.
Oh no, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So you think McDuffie is back then?
Yeah, I mean, I think they really like McDuffie. I think they were quite surprised with what he did last season when he had to fill in for Devondre Campbell. Like, I mean, they gave Devondre Campbell what amounted to like mental health days. Like he just wasn't doing anything for no reason, which to me doesn't bode well for his future.
Yeah, and then what did he say? I ain't playing unless I'm 100%.
Yeah.
I mean,
which seemed to be directed at fans, but it just the whole thing was weird.
I mean, but if it was that toxic, wouldn't they have released him already? You know what I'm saying? Like if it was actually that bad, to me, he'd already be gone.
Yeah, but what did Goody say about Bakhtiari? I don't have to worry about it because I don't have to make a decision right now, and they don't have to make a decision right now.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's making the decisions and the Packers just aren't. And I don't know if that's just they don't have to, so they haven't, or what's going on there.
Keep an eye on Peyton Wilson. I think that he's a Packers guy. Doesn't he have an athletic score of like 10, like 9.9, 9.8, something just off the charts like that? The issue with him is, and I think I told Gabe, I remember covering him obviously during the college football season, but with the college football awards, I think he won the butt kiss and the Bednarik. I think he won both this past year, which obviously...
He's a football player.
Yeah, good football player, but the issue is the injuries. I think he had 2 shoulder injuries, and that gives you a little bit of pause there. But from an athletic standpoint, he checks all the boxes that Packers scouts and front office love.
Is Devondre's birthday coming up anytime soon? Because they could go happy birthday, and you're fired.
I believe
you see that in Jacksonville?
Jacksonville. That's
Jacksonville.
Who did
they
that?
wish the guy happy birthday, and then they cut him like 2 hours later.
I thought I saw that Fuller was also, his birthday was in the last couple of days, and didn't he become a free agent?
Yep. We've seen teams do that plenty of times. The date, by the way, to look out for Campbell, next Friday, he is due a $2.9 million roster bonus.
Oh, okay. So we think, well, that's good to know. Maybe a little deadline on his situation. But either way, he has a huge salary cap hit, doesn't he? Isn't that the whole point, that they would have to restructure it in order to bring him back?
Yeah, 14.2 is his cap hit by releasing him. Just straight up releasing him, it's 11.6 you'd be eating against the cap. So again, that's what I'm saying. It's $2.5 million that you're saving there. It's not a great salary cap saving just by releasing him, even though there is some.
Gabe, you got McDuffie right there or no?
I mean, McDuffie's just on a rookie deal.
Yeah, he's rookie still.
Oh, then,
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
Is there really a difference between the two of them?
No, but you need bodies there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, Chew, you're messing me up today. I always think you're going to say something, so I pause and lay out, and then you don't say anything. You're a man of mystery this morning. If you're looking for a night out, or you are visiting Milwaukee and you're looking for a great place to spend the time, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate, the Arts Hotel. The hotel is ideally located in the heart of the theater district in downtown Milwaukee. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. And can I tell you guys, when I have friends coming in from out of town, whether that's Boston or Bristol or New York, guess where they stay? St. Kate the Arts Hotel. You can book a special hotel package with room rates starting as low as $129 a night. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com. That's stkatearts.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound 94, watch for some delays. Right now, we've got a broken down vehicle blocking the right lane right about at Hawley Road, and that's going to back you up all the way past 27th Street. The eastbound side slowing from 84th through the Stadium Interchange, and then a little heavy on northbound 4394 coming out of the Plainfield curve up to the KK River. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast today, clouds early, then sunny with a high of 44 at the lake, 51 inland. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 35. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Is your business looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been looking forward to the future and helping businesses shape what's next for 165 years and for the last 15 here in Milwaukee. They offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making capabilities, and extensive experience to help navigate the complexities of a constantly changing business market environment. With your business in mind, commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text ENERGY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text ENRGY to 42424. That's ENERGY to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Thesaurus
What's a click below dumb?
You. No.
That's fine. No, that's what I was getting at.
Good pop.
I know.
Unnecessary.
I'm not dumb. I'm one click below dumb. We need to find out what that word is.
Don't you want to be one click above dumb?
Oh, that's right. I'm one click above.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, lots of reaction rolling into our linebackers conversation. Brett in the 715 saying, Edgerrin Cooper is the linebacker I hear Green Bay likes. He's from Texas A&M. Yes, his name is obviously on the list of the top linebackers that you could draft this year. Craig weighing in, though, saying, I'd rather sign Chris Orr than Campbell. He's wore out his welcome in Green Bay. Is that a local thing?
He's a teammate of ours.
The local guy. But again, we always talk about how there's always an affinity for, or often an affinity for, guys who played at Wisconsin or guys who grew up in the area. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. Generally speaking, Gabe, do you like the idea of bringing somebody to the next level that was here in Wisconsin, or is that too often just a crapshoot?
I mean, if it's a crapshoot, just like any other player, you know, and everybody always wants to put to the ones that, you know, didn't work out, the TJ Watts, the Troy Vincents, Chris Chambers, who didn't end up here. Instead, they drafted Robert Ferguson. But, there are always plenty that you want to point to that I'm sure there are plenty that you really wanted him here and it wouldn't have worked out and his career didn't work out. It's just always, I think that's probably any local fan. You grew, if you are a fan of a college team and also a fan of a pro team, you probably want that guy because you've grown to like him. And this is the guy I really like watching in college. It'd be great if he was on my pro team. It's, but it doesn't necessarily always mean that there's a fit. Just like the Packers looking for a running back. Again, I'd be weary of Braden Allen just deciding not to do some things and then testing poorly on the ones that he did, if we're using this year as an example.
Do they forget about it, though?
What do you mean?
If he goes to his pro day and runs a 4.35, then they forget about Indy, right? The combine, to me, sounds like it should almost go away.
Oh, it's never going away.
You don't think so?
No, that's
4 days of content.
Yeah, the NFL Network is there doing things live all the time. They are making money off this thing, Chew.
All right, so let me ask you
is
this,
going to cut
Gabe.
off a revenue source?
Who's the guy that ran a 4.21?
Oh, from Texas,
Xavier
Worthy, the wide receiver.
The receiver?
Mm-hmm.
If you're his agent, do you say, I ain't doing pro day?
Yeah, why would you?
You got it on paper. I don't need to run,
Yeah, he doesn't
40.
need to do anything at his pro day. He did everything at the combine.
So you're kind of gambling on yourself.
Yeah, but again, if you show up at the combine, you do some, and if you're just going, hey, I'm going to do everything at one, showing up and doing some, doing poorly, and then not doing others is a giant red flag.
Yeah, because the knock and it's so true, when I was at the combine, they said the turf in Indianapolis where they had it was extremely slow.
Okay.
Which would track
Sure.
for me. So I don't know. If you're a super speedy guy,
But that's not the case anymore. They've got a different play.
No,
It's just,
I know.
It's
field
at that point, we're talking about field turf being field turf.
Yeah.
I don't think the combine's going anywhere because I think the modern NFL values those numbers more than ever. Maybe we could see more at the pro days, but there's some franchises that you can look at the athletic testing and pretty much just handpick guys to go there. It's gotten to that point with the athletic testing.
You love it, Joshy.
Yeah. To me, it's not the end-all be-all. It's something that real evaluators can confirm with the tape, but it also makes guys pop. Why didn't this guy work out? Because Rashawn Gary, coming from being one of the most highly regarded guys in high school and then not producing, you kind of have to match. Is it a him problem or was it the scheme he was in and the things he was being taught? Because clearly he's better than he was in college. And his athletic testing was a good signal that, hey, there's something here. It just hasn't been unlocked.
Yeah, but it was a motor thing with him.
I believe that.
And to some point, Joshy, is it still a motor problem?
I think his problem is he can't bend. He can't turn an edge. That's his big problem.
Because of his knee?
I just think he's not the flexibility you're looking for. Typically, he's kind of a one-trick pony at that position, which has been effective at times. It's just not
that. Don't like paying what they paid for a one-trick pony. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's just the Brandon Fiske from Florida State was a guy no one was talking about, and he might end up in the end of the first round because he tested so well. Everyone's looking, saying, if you're this athletic, you can just work. You can figure it out.
But did they pay Rashawn Gary too early? Everyone likes to use the ACL as an excuse when it's convenient. And to me, this sounds convenient because there's been a number of sample sizes where guys came back the next year with an ACL and had as good or even a better year than the previous one. What are we to say if he has, like we said, I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. How many sacks does he have to have next year in order to warrant that contract? 8 ain't going to get it done.
It's 12 to 13.
And then you look down the line, and what if Quay Walker has the same year he had this past year? Then it's not the scheme.
Then they're having a tough decision on whether or not they pick up the fifth-year option. My guess is if he has a similar year this year than he had last year, they're not going to pick up the fifth-year option.
Yeah, so, yeah. I tell you what.
But isn't that another reason why you need to prioritize linebacker, Chew? If you're not sure about Quay Walker, and we feel like he's the most of what the guys you have, he's probably the most likely to succeed, then don't you have to make sure you have some backup plans? You can't just wait until next year and be like, oh, crap, now we need all the linebackers.
Taking a linebacker in the first round would not bother me at all, Jen.
Yeah,
would not bother me at all.
Wait, did you just do an about face? Did you just... I thought... Am I...
He just Stugatzed himself.
No, I'm saying from a depth.
Segment, coming back the other segment. Linebacker's not important. I'm drafting one in the first round.
It's not, but if Quay Walker turns out to be
spotting dimes.
If Quay Walker turns out to be a pumpkin, right?
Yeah. Because, see, we're giving these guys excuses. Oh, Joe Barry. Joe Barry didn't use him in the scheme.
We've known that was a built-in excuse. We have known as long as Joe Barry was there, we didn't know if guys were reaching their full potential.
That's why early in the year, I'm going to be very interested. Let's say 6 games in, we'll be able to know it's the player or the scheme. Is that enough time?
I'd probably give it at least half the season, right? I mean, how long does it take you to adjust and feel comfortable where, especially defensively, Chew, it's more about reacting on the instincts than anything else, right?
Going into your third year, Gabe,
yeah.
Let's see, my third year, you should know what you have in a player.
But, I mean, if you're changing schemes, does that matter at all?
You should still stand. If you're a stud, you're a stud. If you're a stud, you're a stud, you're a stud.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you go. You're a stud. Is Quay Walker a stud?
I think he has the potential to be.
I'm saying, if you're saying I should know after the first 2 seasons, Chew, then the answer is no.
Yeah, I'd need plus odds to make the bet. I want him to be.
Yeah. So where would you prioritize, Jen?
That's what I was just going to say.
Where are you ranking it? Is it
below safety?
Below safety. All right. So what's the top priority? Is it safety?
Yes.
What about running back?
It's up there, but I still think you can get a guy. I think that you're more likely to land a workhorse type running back. Doesn't have to be a difference maker, but can chew up some yardage late. Doesn't have to be first round, second round, third round, maybe third round. Here's what I will go on the record and say. I would be shocked if the Green Bay Packers didn't take a linebacker in the second or third round of the draft this year. I'll be shocked. It's a deep linebacker class.
Yeah.
They need to make sure they have all the guys at the position. I'd be shocked if they didn't draft a linebacker in the second or third round this year.
Are you okay with a guard with the first pick?
Yeah,
because you've got offensive line, and I think running back's a bigger priority.
I still think the Packers think that they can get good offensive linemen later in the draft.
Yeah, I agree.
What are you hang?
I think we should all accept the likelihood of a offensive lineman in the first round. It's just such a deep class.
Well, again, are they addressing safety and free agency? That makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, the Packers, they always talk about that's where he was on our board. And let me tell you, their board is skewed trenches and quarterbacks. That's going to be their first round pick.
Well, and if anything happens that the way people talking about in the top 10, like the wide receivers going, all these quarterbacks going, a tight end going, if all those things happen, there could be a plethora at the back end of offensive line talent that maybe have higher grades, but because a team prioritized quarterback or wide receiver, that you have an opportunity to get value.
I think it all depends on if they go out and get a free agent safety. If they go out and make a splash, do all these moves,
that plugs a hole.
Then I think it changes your board.
But you guys just said, Jen, you said Quay Walker has the potential to be a super. Where's Devontae Wyatt fall on that scale? Is there potential, or is what he is?
Not sure.
Okay.
Might need some bodies there too.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, you need potentially some bodies there too.
I think his odds are longer than Quay Walker's at him being a potential stud. I think they feel pretty good about that interior between Carl Brooks, Devontae Wyatt, Kenny Clark. Obviously, they're always adding defensive linemen. That's just what they do. But I don't think it's a priority for them.
Yeah. So when you were asking what the priority was, were you asking specifically draft or just accumulating?
Just anywhere.
Yeah. Again, I think your priority...
number 2?
I think based on what Hafley has said about safety being important and what they have at that position right now, you got to go out and obviously get somebody. You got to go out there and get that center fielder that you're going to use in your defense. But after that, I think you could go a number of different directions. I think you could go offensive line after that. But again, this is assuming, guys, that they don't address it. I think they're going to address safety and free agency. Again, it doesn't have to be Xavier McKinney. It could be some of these other names that we threw out there. It could be Jordan Fuller, Geno Smith, Stone. Could be one of those types of guys. And if they address that in free agency, then the pressure's off in the draft to go out and get one of those guys.
Yeah, because they really suck. Outside of Nick Collins, they've sucked at drafting safeties. If you look at the long list.
Yes.
No, they haven't been good. There was a kid out of Virginia Tech. Then there was Ha. Then there was Savage. Their batting average is like the wiener for the Brewers.
Weimer?
What the heck was that?
What are you throwing strays to the top Brewers prospect for?
No, who's the center fielder that couldn't hit?
Weimer, Joey Weimer.
He couldn't hit.
Yeah, he was probably called up a little bit too soon because they had some injuries there. Still a good prospect.
We're more confused by we haven't mentioned the Brewers in weeks.
Yeah, hey, you're just taking
trying to get it all in. I have a checklist right here on what to talk about.
You want to get to the Bucks next?
Yeah, I was about to say, I can't wait to see.
Well, I want to get to the big game tonight on whether I should watch it or not.
All right, we'll talk about that right after this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Gabe?
The answer to that, by the way, is no. Change the way you do business and take more control of the payment process with Fifth Third Bank's Treasury Management Solutions. Their market expertise and managed services streamline the entire payment process and integrate with your existing systems, giving you more control than ever. With their suite of payment solutions, you will soon recognize new revenue sources that can save time, offset operating costs, and improve the bottom line. All customized for your business. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Well, we have eastbound 94 backing up from about 84th Street through the Stadium Interchange. Westbound side's going to be a little tight from 16th all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. The only other heavy spot is going to be on northbound 4394 between Howard Avenue and Oklahoma Avenue. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Clouds early, then sunny. A high of 44 at the lakefront, 51 inland tonight. Partly cloudy, a low of 35. Weather is brought to you by Showtime Floors, installing beautiful floor shield. Transform your garage or basement floors into a showpiece. Mention ESPN for 10% off. ShowtimeFloors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
Nelnet Incorporated has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Facilities coordinator Sunday Heidemann, local and partner ring true for you. Why?
They become your friend. They are easy to work with. You get to know them on a personal level, and they're very outgoing.
James Imaging Systems, helping local businesses do business better.
Being a partner, we can collaborate with each other, and we can make the best needs and outcome for our company.
James Imaging Systems, better technology, great people.
Makes my job so much easier that I can contact the people that know the machines, and I know I'm going to be taken care of.
Sunday, anything to say about James Imaging Systems to others?
They're a great team to work with.
Document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Hey, are you having a hard time dealing with high-interest credit card debt? It's normal, and a SoFi personal loan could help you save thousands by consolidating your DEBT to one low fixed monthly payment. You could get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign, with no fees required. It only takes 60 seconds to view your rate, and it won't affect your credit score. View your rate at SoFi.com/paid-off. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/paid-off. NMLS 696891.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk.
Save 15% when you buy 10 or more select primed finger joint boards. And there's more. Save 10% on your choice of any 5 or more Reliabuilt lock sets. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
Hey, hungry? And your heart is ticking for chicken? Well, take a quick turn into Quick Trip because we got no ordinary chicken. Yeah, go wild with wings. Next level super wings with trusty sidekick sauces. Or let's talk tender. Quick chick tenders. Love me tenders. Love me some quick tenders. Ours are bigger, better, tastier. Or if you're feeling good old school comfort fried chicken, we got it. Hand breaded down homier than anywhere. Quick Trip, saving your nuggets from ordinary.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Josh said it's garbage.
I'm so glad that Josh is getting a front row seat.
He said it's garbage. It doesn't work.
Chewy,
am I right or wrong?
We call that a setup in the biz.
On 94.5 ESPN.
You know what makes me happy? My wife being happy. That's why I go to the jewelry center. Let's be honest, most guys don't have a clue when it comes to buying jewelry. Gabe's one of the smart ones. Got the engagement ring and the wedding bands from the jewelry center for his wedding in 2022. They also do in-house repairs for watches and other fine jewelry like my championship ring. When it needs work, I know where I'll be taking it to. The Jewelry Center. They have 3 locations to stop into: Greenfield, Brookfield, and Burlington. And if my wife can't tag along, she can just look through all the many styles of diamonds and other fine cuts online at shoptjc.com. I'm a living proof. Happy wife, happy life. The Jewelry Center will make it happen in Brookfield, Greenfield, and Burlington, and online at shoptjc.com.
But I'm glad it's all.
I appreciate you talking about the jewelry center. It looks like Dame Lillard gave his teammates a little jewelry, handing out some watches to the entire team. He posted it on his social media account, the squad holding up the wrists and holding up the boxes with the brand new watches. Now, Chew, when you said earlier you were trying to figure out if you should watch the game tonight, I just assumed you were talking about the Marquette game. Marquette taking on UConn.
That's what I was.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Bucks Warriors.
And then I realized that the Bucks play tonight, and they play the Warriors, and they play at 9 p.m.
It'd be 10 p.m. Eastern his time, which is why I was saying no.
You won't be watching.
You won't be watching.
But he was talking about the Marquette game. Marquette taking on UConn senior night at Fiserv Forum. Oso Ighodaro, Tyler Kolek, who will not be playing as he continues to battle that oblique injury. And I will tell you this. I was really looking forward to the rematch between these two squads, was really amped for it. I took that loss to UConn real hard. Real hard.
You did.
So I mean, you're saying they have no shot yet?
I'm just saying I'm not looking forward to it tonight as much as I was before when Tyler Kolek was on the field. And Gabe, you've made a pretty bold statement about how you think tonight's game is going to go if Tyler, since we know he will not be playing, is not on the court.
It's just going to be tough. I mean, beating a top 2 team in the country without your best player, the odds are long. Although I will say this, they played better without Oso and Tyler on Saturday at Creighton. I mean, they hung in that game for 32, 33 minutes before Creighton, Shireman just got hot and pulled away. But, they played pretty well without their top 2 players. So getting Oso back, it's still a long road to hoe because so much of their offense and what they do goes through Tyler Kolek. If they want to make some sort of run in the tournaments, Tyler has to be healthy.
Is this the right call, though, obviously? He's still recovering, obviously. We're not going to rush him back, but to prioritize the NCAA tournament?
1,000%.
God,
1,000%.
Ye of little faith. I think they beat them. This is the Jason Garrett effect. UConn riding high, best player out. Hey, let's go to wherever and fill our bellies. This is going to be a walk.
You think Dan Hurley's going to let those guys look at the game like that?
Yeah.
Well, it just where did it happen to them? Where they just lost their last game they lost? Was it Creighton?
Yeah.
Creighton that beat them?
Mm-hmm.
God, you guys.
But that's the thing, Chew. If they were still sitting there with just one loss or whatever, But they did lose not that long ago. Like, this team's going to be sharp coming in tonight.
Gabe, I know you're working, but Jen, are you going to the game?
Not going to the game. We'll watch it at home with my family. Weeknight games are tough.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just very hard to get the gang down there and then get the gang home, get them to bed, and then get them ready for the next day, tomorrow, school.
Enough about you. What about the rest of your family?
Right, exactly. I also have that bedtime looming, and if I don't hit that, then we have a real tough time tomorrow. Hey, I'm just looking out for you guys, okay? Because if I don't get my sleep, if Mama doesn't get sleep, nobody's having a good day. No, it should be a great scene. Obviously, they need the student section. They need the fans to make a lot of noise, to be raucous, to try to create as much of a home court advantage as possible. But I think Marquette fans need to kind of look ahead and not focus so much on winning the Big East tournament like this team did last year, but figuring out how they can be as close to 100% as possible to make a deep tournament run. Because this, Gabe, is the best Marquette basketball team I have seen in years.
Yeah, but of course, you can listen to the game tonight right here, 94.5 ESPN. Pre-game coverage will start at 6:30. Brian D. will have Marquette College Game Day Network pregame starting at 7, tip-off right around 7:30. Look, this team won the conference last year. They won the conference tournament last year. So that's something, yes, of course, you would have loved to do those things back-to-back and make it even more historic. But after getting bounced in the first weekend last year, the thing that's most important now, the thing that people and fan bases remember more than anything in college basketball, did you go on a run? Did you have a run in the NCAA tournament? So being healthy for that, if they lose tonight, win Saturday, they're probably, I think, still going to get a 2 seed. So you should be able to beat, even if Tyler misses, let's say, the Big East tournament in that first game against a 15 seed, should be able to beat a 15 seed without Tyler. Then after that, if he's healthy, ready to go, if you go on a run to that second weekend, get to a Sweet 16, get to an Elite 8, that's what separates you then from other teams. That's what people end up remembering is, did you go on an NCAA tournament run?
Yeah, but wouldn't you rather, because he's been out for how many games now?
This will just be his second
game.
Don't you want him to play a cupcake game just to get his feet under him, or do you want to plug him in farther down the tournament where you're playing?
I want him to be healthy.
Better opponents.
I don't want, if there's a risk of him getting re-injuring against a 15 seed, I don't want that.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You're that confident that the committee will not bang him? The committee will not. The committee will not. You know what I'm trying
Josh,
to say.
you are got a toilet eye.
Come on.
You really do.
But I want to be. I'm serious here because this is the thing I've been worried about
Josh
the most. They're not going to ding them for not having Tyler Kolek, for losing. Let's say they lose to UConn, so then it's back-to-back losses. Let's say, God forbid, and I'm not wishing this, I'm not manifesting this, let's say, God forbid, they lose their last game of the regular season. Let's say, God forbid, they lose in the first round of the Big East tournament because they don't have Tyler Kolek.
Then they'll probably
me
be a 3.
That the committee won't take that into account?
They'll probably be a 3. But again, that's why I think, again, they're underdogs tonight. There's no shame in losing to, but then you have to beat Xavier. Like, you can't go into the Big East tournament on a 3-game losing streak. You got to be able to beat Xavier. I think that, especially if it looks like Tyler's going to play, I think, again, that all factors in.
I think it's wonderful that there's a lot of people in the Marquette community who are very optimistic. Chew, you mentioned ye of little faith about this Marquette team's ability to do some damage. I also think that you can be disappointed about Tyler Kolek's injury, about him being one of the best players in the country, being the straw that stirs the drink of this team. You know that many times as he goes, the team goes, and him missing out in these last few games. I think that you're allowed to be disappointed, and you shouldn't be shunned for that, or you shouldn't be like, you're not as good of a fan.
No, it sucks. No. Yeah. Because this team is that good. And now there's the question mark. Like, they've been so fun. And not just they've been good, but they play a fun brand of basketball. Like, they're fun to watch. So it just stinks that, especially for him, coming down this stretch, final few games of your college career, and you suffer just a weird injury. Doesn't happen all that often.
It's total fluke.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen that often in college hoops or in basketball in general. You don't see the oblique injury that often, and you just hope that he can get healthy in time so he can enjoy one final run as the point guard of Marquette.
I've never pulled an oblique. You?
No.
In baseball, Gabe? Never?
No, never had. No.
I feel like I have.
Really?
I feel like I've pulled an oblique before, but not that I remember it.
I mean, my oblique is all fat. You can't pull fat, can you?
I mean, there's got to be something under there, right?
Well, yeah, but it's insulated
Do some
very well.
Russian twists, for goodness sake. You can't.
Russian twist?
Yeah, you hold the dumbbell in front, you're doing the sit-up position, and you take the weight from side to side. That's how you work those obliques. Or do the plank on the side. What?
When you turn 55, two things don't matter anymore. Doing abs and doing legs.
Yeah.
Okay?
Chewy's doing curls for the girls all day,
Yes.
Jen.
And tries for the guys.
Just your beach muscles? That's all we're working
That's it.
Skipping leg day?
Isn't core essential? Like, doesn't it really?
Absolutely, 1,000,000%.
I was gonna say.
Everything. You have back pain, start working on your core. Like, it's all, you got neck pain, start working on your core, man. It's all part of it. But you do, you Chew. I'm sure, it's worked so far for you.
Yeah. I wear a lot of sweats.
A weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a fan favorite and a Bucks legend. Tune in to Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production. Marcus and his son Chris, a 1995 UCLA hoops champ himself, talk about everything happening in the Bucks world and are joined by some of the biggest names in basketball. Plus, they'll answer your questions too. Stay on the beat of the Bucks and find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
The Jen, Gabe, and Chewy podcast is sponsored by Celsius Energy Drink, and I am here to tell you it makes a huge difference in my mornings. With a unique blend of essential energy and key vitamins, Celsius is your partner to an active lifestyle. My favorite, the Peach Vibe. Learn more at Celsius.com and pick up Celsius Energy Drinks today.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. The hotel is ideally located in the heart of the theater district in downtown Milwaukee. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site galleries, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Book special hotel packages with room rates starting as low as $129 a night. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com.
The moment you've been waiting for is here. Eagle Sports Range is officially open for action. It's Wisconsin's largest indoor range, offering unlimited range time in 40 lanes, which include 20 20-yard lanes and 20 50-yard lanes, and no reservations needed. Just show up and let the fun begin. With a staggering selection of 100 firearm rentals to use, every visit is a new adventure. Eagle Sports Range is also a go-to for education. Take advantage of their concealed carry classes and gun safety courses. Safety first, excitement second. Visit them out in Cudahy or online at eaglesportsrange.com. Eagle Sports Range, where education meets exhilaration.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. And there's more to being a local Wisconsin bank than perfectly pronouncing Oconomowoc or Waukesha. Or is it Waukesha? But rest assured, at Great Midwest Bank, we understand the local community and economy because we're a part of it. At GMB, we provide customized lending products that others just can't offer. Experience a hometown banking difference. Head to greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text ENERGY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text ENRGY to 42424. That's ENERGY to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Wisconsin is still cattle country. And that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand-select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top-quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Bunzels.com.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You want more physical harm beset upon people who are trying to earn a living.
I want winners. If someone has to die in order for us to win, then that's the price you pay.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
You guys remember me talking about being at the State Fair and seeing a sauna display. We've all had those moments walking through an expo center thinking, oh, I kind of would like to have one of those. Let me tell you guys, having an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas is so nice. It feels great after my workouts. I feel extra energy and flexibility from my sauna. Plus, my skin looks better. I'm sleeping better. The detoxification benefits alone are totally worth it. I just feel better. Thanks to Good Health Saunas. Find the infrared sauna for you and your family at goodhealthsaunas.com. That's goodhealthsaunas.com.
But I'm thinking it's time to grow.
Didn't spend a lot of time on the polls today here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, but let's check out what we did put. In our first segment of the day, we were talking about the people or the person that sent me the toothbrushes. No note. I have no idea who sent me the toothbrushes. If you sent me 100 toothbrushes to help me with the days that I forget to brush my teeth, thank you. The poll was, if you give a gift, a tip, or donate something, do you want the credit for doing it? 77% of people saying no, the gesture is enough.
Liars. It's people who like to believe they think that way. But my experience, I'm sure you guys share this, most people don't give things anonymously, typically.
Call me a liar?
No, I think you are someone I would put in that camp. Homer
Did you
is someone.
send me the toothbrushes? You know, you could have just handed them to me.
Yes,
you didn't have to go through the whole Amazon thing.
Most people don't have Gabes and Homers running around in their life. I just don't think that applies.
Most people want some level of recognition for a good deed.
Yeah, and I think that's okay. You're doing the deed still. It's still good. But yeah, hey, thanks, or that was very nice of you, goes a long way.
Of course, if you're Chewy, you're only doing the deed if you've done the cleaning first.
Heck yeah.
Good point. Fair.
Spent a lot of time this week talking about
Yeah.
Chewy and what goes on at night.
Frogging.
Not tonight.
Oh, no? You already know? A few minutes before 10 a.m. on the East Coast, and you already know that you're not getting any?
Is there always you don't get any when you're grounded from Amazon? Like that's the additional punishment on top of the Amazon privileges being revoked?
She's in Wichita. I'm not that hung.
Yes, you're right. There will be no hanky-panky this evening.
Now, hold on, Jen. There'll be a lot of couch time.
Hands where I can see them. All right, thanks for hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Wilde and Tausch is next on ESPN Milwaukee. We will see you tomorrow.
Well, wrapping things up, things looking actually pretty good across the area. Just have a couple of taps on the brakes through the stadium interchange on eastbound and westbound. A couple of broken down vehicles as well. None of them in traffic, though. We've got one on westbound 90.